please go to www.daad.de. DAAD.de. This is the Deutsche Akademische Austauschdienst, German Academic Exchange Service. This is an official website of Germany's exchange services. Please select in Deutschland studieren. Oh, wait a second. Before that, I switch to the English version up here. Now, study in research in Germany. We go down here to the part where it says plan your studies. There is a subsection called admission requirements. Click on that, please. By any chance, if your menu is not looking like this in your mobile, in your desktop, or in your country whatsoever, just Google admission requirements DAAD and you will find this page. All right, this is the database I have been talking about, database on admission requirements. The database on admission requirements allows international students to check whether they meet the requirements for the degree program of their choice in Germany. Bingo, sounds good. This is done in collaboration with UniAssist, who is the entity in charge of most of the international admissions. We will talk about UniAssist in details in the future. But for now, what you need to do is to pause this video and to go and select your country of origin, answer the questions to the best of your knowledge as precisely as possible, find your degree program, the degree that you have from your high school, and go to the end of this form, answer all the questions, and in the end there is a result. We will check that result together. Go ahead and pause the video right here. All right. I'm going to show you a couple of examples. In this case, I have gone for India, a pre-university degree with more than 50% score, but with no periods of study. This is the academic study, if you have studied at the university already. So we say, no, I have not studied in a university in my home country, if you haven't. And then for India, we get this possibility, or your possibility of admission. With your educational background, you qualify for subject-restricted admission to a preparatory course and its assessment examination. For now, I'm not talking about the subject restrictness. Let's put that for later. Let's focus only on this part, preparatory course. If you have such a background, if in your results of your search in this database, you get the preparatory course as a result, that means you need to do Studienkolleg in Germany. Then you're on the right course here. Let's contrast it with a case where we do not have a preparatory course, but something else. Let's see what can happen. All right, in this case, I chose Tunisia as my country of origin, and then the degree program, which is usually the case for their high school. And then we have the result here, which says with your educational background, you qualify for direct general admission. Again, this general is another thing that I will talk about, but this directness is the thing. If in your results you see that you have a direct admission, that means that you're not supposed to go to Studienkolleg, but directly go to the university. But there is one possibility, and that is if you have direct and subject-related admission. And we talk about that right away. In this case, I go for my country of birth, Iran, and I select a fiction academic background here, an imaginary one. And then basically I say I have actually studied for 1 year successfully at a university. And then in that case, my results will be you qualify for direct but subject restricted admission. What does that mean? That means I can directly go to university, but on certain subjects. It's not like I can study anything at a university. This is usually dependent on what I have studied in my high school. So my high school has been focused on, let's say, biology and medical studies, right? Then I can probably do directly enter university in Germany and do those stuff, things like chemistry, biology, medicine, and that. But if I want to switch to, let's say, art, or I want to switch to engineering in Germany, for example, then that is not directly possible, which in that case, it implies that, again, you need to go to Studienkolleg for those other courses. Okay, usually one of the 5 scenarios depicted here applies. In your case, you should see which of these scenarios applies to you. It can be that in your case, the database says admission to a preparatory course, the assessment examination. That is exactly the case when you have to do Studienkolleg and take the FSB test in the end, whatever you want to study. So it doesn't matter what you want to study in Germany. With your study background, you need to do the Studienkolleg and FSB anyways. Then there are some of you who have direct subject restricted admission. That means you can directly enter university and avoid Studienkolleg, but at very specific subjects. Whereas for other subjects, you need to do the Studienkolleg. So if you are switching tracks from engineering to humanities, from humanities to art, from art to medicine, whatever, then you need to do Studienkolleg. If you're not switching track and that what you have done in your home country remains to be that what you want to do in Germany, then you don't need to do Studienkolleg. You can directly go to the university. There are those of you who have direct general admission. Then, if you have direct general admission, then it means for any course, for any degree in Germany, any direction of studies, you cannot go to Studienkolleg because you are already beyond that level. You need to go directly to the university. For some of you might say, I have not found my degree. Well, okay, I understand. For some countries, there are specific degrees which are not listed in the database. In that case, there is no possibility for you to know it in advance. You need to really try it. And usually those degrees which are not listed end up making you to go to Studienkolleg. So you're in the right course here, so to speak. But please beware. In the selection of the country, you need to select a country in which this degree is issued. So for example, IB diploma is something which is offered around the world. You might have an IB from Emirates in Dubai, but IB comes from Switzerland. So in the database, you need to choose Switzerland in order to find IB, not Emirates, because IB is not an organic, natural degree which happens to be in Emirates. It's some schools offering that, but those schools offer the Swiss curriculum, which is IB. Same goes with A-levels. A-levels is British, so you need to choose UK in order to find A-levels and so on. So if that is the case for you, go and search for it again. But if you say, no, I perfectly searched it, I didn't find it, then stay with us. In the next lectures, we tell you how to prove your HZB officially, how to apply for the recognition. And then there are some of you who have admission for academic system. Admission for academic study in Germany is unfortunately not possible without additional proof of education. In this case, it's actually really not possible for you to enter university or even Studienkolleg in Germany. You need to do some further education in your home country in order to be able to enter the German education system. Play with the DAAD mask, the database, and see what you could have done, what you could have added, what you could have answered differently to those questions, which would have enabled you to enter at least a Studienkolleg. This is a complex topic, I know. I hope that most of you have found the answer to your question. If you're still lost, unsure, stay with us. Then probably Studienkolleg is the right choice for you. I will teach you how to apply in a way in the future so that you would figure it out based on the admission results of the university, so that they basically tell you you have to go to Studienkolleg or not. So this is sort of basically a pre-check in advance what we went through, and the official one comes anyways at the time that you apply.